Hi guys, I'm gonna talk about chapter three of a fatherless child. History prime times in prison now came to end, but she didn't move away because of her child, and because of her father of her child. Um, she would stay here because she should pay for her guilty. And although she kept this hidden guilty in her heart, and the reason that she gave herself for staying was, I signed her, then I will suffer my uh, earthly punishment here. And there was a small cottage in the inside the town, and Hester and child lived to went to live in West, and in a small house. And uh, then he thought with her she think with herself she thought with herself that she should look for clothes and food, because she and her child should be full of food, and they didn't have any money. Because of that, she should work. Soon Hester's beautiful saying, which in a pattern in gold, she makes some clothes with a pattern, and because of that, they give Hester no tanks, and no although she got no tanks for the dresses. And a woman who was a judge in the town of the priest's son, um, who judged her um, in the street. They were in the street, and when Hester saw that woman, he remembered the the coldness days, and the shame and lonely misery and of her life. Even the children, after her in the street, shouted her name very terribly. And that woman was very rich. Her daughter's name was Pearl. She was a pretty child, but a child of many moods. One time bright and happy and loving, the next time dark and angry. A child of a scene. She had no right to play with the children of godly families, and Hester Prime worried about her daughter's wildness and tried hard to correct her, but without much success. And when a Pearl asleep, um, and then every time he sleep Pearl. One day, when Pearl was about 3 years old, went to House of Governor and Governor Bellingham, and tried to, but she also wanted to speak to Governor in person. She had heard many times Pritson, but in town wanted to take Pearl away from her. Then they said it would be better for child grow up in a more godly home than Hester Prime's. It was worried Hester who walked with a governor's house that morning. She addressed her in a beautiful red dress, and adding to and she add to she adding to the child she adding to the child's dressing a natural dress. natural beauty, and Pearl danced along beside her mother. And then Governor Buckingham, with his gray bird, walked in front, and behind him came John Wilson, the old priest, whose bird was white as snow, and behind him was Arthur Dimmesdale with Roger Chillingworth, the young priest, and Hills. Had been poor for some times. Roger Chilling was well known in town for his knowledge, but knowledge of medicine. But now both friends and doctor to him. They were doctor. The governor pushed the door and found himself looking at Pearl, while Hester stood in the shadow of a curtain, half hidden. What have we here? Said Governor Bellingham, surprised to see a little scarlet figure in front of him. And then Mr. Wilson said, "Yes, what little bird is it? And who are you, child?" "My name is Pearl," answered the girl. "Pearl," replied old priest. "Where is your mother?" whispered. "This is a child we were talking about," governor said, "and Hester Prynne is her mother." "Is that right?" cried governor. "And she comes to she comes at a good time, and we will discuss the matter now." He stepped through the Serpine. And then they ask, "We have been asking many questions about you recently. Are you the right person to teach the child in a good way?" And then Hester Prynne was angry and said yes. And then they wanted to bring Pearl across day and finish.